Last fall, in a converted train station coffee shop in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, a 42-year-old project manager named Diana sat down across from a 71-year-old retired accountant named Walter. Diana did not know, until that exact day, that Walter was worth $4.7 million. Walter ordered the same thing he had ordered for 9 years: black coffee, eggs over easy, wheat toast, total bill, $9.40. He left a $4 tip on a $9 check, the way he had every Tuesday since 2016. Then he answered Diana's question. She had asked him, "Walter, how did you do it? You retired at 62. You travel. Your kids are happy. You never seem to worry about money. What did you actually do?" Walter laughed. He said, "Diana, there's no big secret. There are 10 things I've done every week for 40 years. They're so boring nobody ever asks about them." Then he listed all 10. Diana wrote them down on a paper napkin. That napkin is now framed on her wall. I'm Trish, and I sit across from the people who actually built it. So the 10 things on Walter's napkin, you're going to start doing this week. Here's why the napkin matters. Most personal finance content focuses on what to buy: the right index fund, the right Roth IRA provider, the right credit card with the right rewards, the right HSA. Walter's napkin had none of that. The napkin was about routines, tiny daily and weekly behaviors, the boring infrastructure of a life that compounds. This is the part nobody talks about, because the routines look like nothing. You can pick the perfect Vanguard index fund and still go broke if your weekly habits leak $300. You can have the perfect Roth IRA and still retire stressed if your morning routine sets up a day of impulse spending. You can read every personal finance book in print and still be the broke six-figure earner from earlier in this series if you don't actually do any of it, week after week, for decades. The quietly wealthy figured out something brutal a long time ago. Money is downstream of habits. The portfolio is the outcome. The routines are the input, and the routines are the only thing you actually control. Today, I'm walking you through Walter's exact 10, grouped into the 3 categories he himself put them in: what he doesn't do, what he automates, and what he does by habit. The combined effect is $4.7 million by 71 on an accountant's salary. One thing before the napkin. Walter is not unusual. Henry, the truck mechanic from earlier in the series, ran on a similar set of habits. Yvonne, the retired teacher with $2.8 million, had a slightly different version. Margaret, the librarian who left $11 million to the local college, had her own. Roy, the plumber. Different details. Same structural shape. The pattern is consistent across thousands of quietly wealthy people. They have routines. They protect them. They don't deviate. The fake rich version of life is the opposite: constant decision-making, constant impulse, constant comparison, constant rebooting of habits that never stick. Every week is a new diet, a new spending rule, a new productivity system, a new app. The quietly wealthy aren't more disciplined than you. They just made fewer decisions years ago and stopped redeciding them. They picked one set of routines, stuck them on autopilot, and let the routines do the heavy lifting. That is the actual secret. The 10 things aren't 10 things to do once. They are 10 decisions to make once, and never make again. Forever. 3 categories, 10 signs. Walter's napkin, line by line. Category 1. What he doesn't do. Signs 1, 6, 10. The first 3 things on Walter's napkin were all things he refuses to do. He told Diana, "What you don't do matters more than what you do." Sign number 1. He doesn't open his phone in the first hour of the morning. Walter wakes up at 5:30 a.m. The first hour of his day, every day for 40 years, has been the same. Coffee, the newspaper, a short walk if the weather is decent, a few minutes journaling. Then he gets dressed. He does not open his phone. He does not check email. He does not look at the markets. He does not scroll any social platform. The phone stays face down in the kitchen. He told Diana, "If the first thing you put in your head is somebody else's emergency or somebody else's success, You've already lost the day. You're playing defense by 7 a.m. The data on this is consistent. People who check their phones in the first hour of the day report higher stress, lower focus, and, crucially, make worse financial decisions later that day. Impulse purchases, doom scrolling on shopping apps, comparing themselves to people on Instagram and fixing the feeling with a checkout cart. The wealthy protect their attention before they protect their money, because attention is what becomes the money. Sign number 6. He doesn't buy anything over $100 without waiting 7 days. This is the boring rule that has saved Walter, by his own estimate, somewhere north of $200,000 over 40 years. Anything he wants that costs over $100, he writes down on a notepad in the kitchen. Date, item, price. Then he waits 7 days. After 7 days, he asks himself one question. Do I still want it? About 85% of the time, the answer is no. He didn't actually want it. He had a brief impulse. The impulse passed. He saved $250. The 15% of the time he still wants it after 7 days, he buys it. Without guilt, without second guessing, because he knows he wants it. He proved it to himself by waiting. Lauren, the marketing manager from the 5 Things I Stopped Buying video, uses a 30-day version of this rule for non-essential purchases. Same concept, same result. The waiting kills 90% of impulse purchases without sacrificing anything you actually want. The fake rich person buys whenever the urge hits. The quietly wealthy person waits the urge out. Most urges don't survive a week. Sign number 10. He doesn't watch or read financial news. This one shocked Diana the most. Walter, a retired accountant with $4.7 million, does not watch CNBC, does not read market commentary, does not check his portfolio daily, does not know what the Fed announced this morning, does not have an opinion on whether we're heading for a recession. He told Diana, if I had reacted to every market panic in the news for the last 40 years, I would have $80,000, not $4.7 million. The news is not designed to make you wealthy. It's designed to make you anxious, so you check it again tomorrow. The data is brutal here. People who check their portfolio daily underperform people who check it monthly by an average of 2 to 4% a year. Compounded over 30 years, that gap is the difference between $400,000 and $1.4 million on the same contributions. Walter looks at his accounts once a month. He owns broad index funds. He doesn't trade. He doesn't react. He just continues. If you have to consume something in the morning, make it boring. A book, a long-form article, a walk, not the panic feed. Category 2. What he automates. Signs 2, 5, 7. The middle of Walter's napkin was about removing decisions. He told Diana, every decision you make every day costs willpower. Save your willpower for the decisions that matter. Sign number 2. He auto-transfers savings the day his paycheck arrives. For 40 years, Walter's payroll deposit triggered an automatic transfer. The day his paycheck hit checking, 15% moved to a separate savings/investment account. Same day, every time. He never saw it. He never decided. He never had to find the discipline. The transfer happened before he even logged in to look at the balance. This is the same habit Tony, the single dad delivery driver from earlier in the series, uses with his 401k contribution. Same habit Henry, the truck mechanic, used for 41 years at Ford. Different professions, different incomes, same structural decision. Automate the saving so willpower never enters the equation. If you save what's left, there is never anything left. The math finds a way to spend itself. If you save first, the math figures out how to live on the rest. Every time. It's almost magical how it works. Set the auto transfer this week. The number doesn't matter as much as the existence of the transfer. Even $25 a paycheck. Build the habit, then bump it. Sign number 5. His credit card auto-pays in full before the statement closes. Walter has used a credit card for over 35 years. He has paid $0 in credit card interest. Ever. The mechanism is simple. His credit card is set to auto-pay the full balance, not the minimum, every single month on the day before the statement closes. So the balance reported to the credit bureaus is essentially zero. His credit utilization stays under 5% permanently. His score has been in the 800s since the early 1990s. The average American carries about $6,600 in credit card debt at 22% interest. That's roughly $1,460 a year just in interest. For Walter, across 35 years, the difference between his approach and the average approach is over $50,000 in interest alone. That doesn't include compound returns on the money that didn't go to the bank. You don't have to be perfect to do this. Set up autopay. Pick the full balance, not the minimum. One Saturday morning. Done forever. Sign number 7. He has a calendar reminder to renegotiate bills every January. Walter has a recurring January calendar reminder titled Bills. Every January, on the first Saturday of the month, he spends 90 minutes on the phone or live chat. Auto insurance, home insurance, phone, internet, streaming services, cable, same approach every time. I've been a customer for X years. Competitor X just quoted me Y dollars less. Can you match it? Half the time they say yes, just for asking. He estimates the renegotiation has saved him an average of $1,200 a year for 30 years. Compound that at 8% in an index fund, that single Saturday morning, repeated annually, is now worth approximately $147,000 of his $4.7 million. The wealthy don't pay the loyalty tax. They call once a year. That's the entire move. Category 3. What he does by habit. Signs 3, 4, 8, 9. The last 4 things on the napkin were rituals. Things Walter does on the same day, the same way, every week or every month, without redeciding. Sign number 3, he cooks the same 5 meals on rotation. Sunday is cooking day. Walter and his wife Marie make the same 5 meals every week. A roast chicken, a pasta, a soup, a stir-fry, a simple steak with vegetables. Each meal feeds them for 2 nights. They eat the leftovers proudly. Total grocery bill, about $140 a week for 2 people. The fake rich version of meals is constant decision. What should I eat tonight? Where should I order from? What's open? Each decision is energy. Each decision is friction. Each decision usually ends up at DoorDash anyway. The wealthy version of meals is ritual. 5 rotating dinners, a grocery list that doesn't change much, a Sunday cooking session, an entire category of decisions removed from the week. Walter's annual food budget for 2 people is roughly $9,000. The average 2-person American household spends $14,000 to $18,000 on food. The difference, $5,000 to $9,000 a year, went into Walter's index fund. For 40 years. That single ritual is responsible for somewhere around $700,000 of his net worth. 5 meals, repeated, forever. Sign number 4. He batches all errands into Saturday morning. Walter doesn't run errands during the week. He doesn't pop out for one thing on a Tuesday. He doesn't do small grocery runs after work. He doesn't impulse stop at Target. Every errand happens on Saturday morning. 1 trip, 1 list, done by 11 a.m. Then he doesn't shop again until next Saturday. The small trip is one of the most expensive habits in modern life. The CVS run for shampoo turns into $47 of stuff you didn't need. The quick Target becomes a $130 cart. The DoorDash for one Tuesday dinner because you forgot to plan turns into 11 Tuesdays of DoorDash because the habit took hold. 1 trip, 1 list, 1 Saturday. Walter's grocery and errand spending is about 35% lower than the average for the same items. Same items, just consolidated. Sign number 8. He reviews his full net worth statement once a month. The first Sunday of every month, Walter spends 20 minutes with a yellow legal pad and his account logins. He writes down every account balance. He totals them. He compares to last month. He writes 1 or 2 sentences about anything he wants to remember. 20 minutes, once a month. He told Diana, once a year is too late to catch a problem. Once a day is too often. You'll lose your mind reacting to noise. Once a month is the speed where the trend is real. The fake rich person either obsesses daily and ends up panicking over normal volatility, or avoids looking entirely and gets hit by surprises 6 months too late. The middle path is the wealthy path. Monthly, calm, numbers on paper, trend, not panic. Sign number 9, he keeps a written no-buy list. This is the one Diana said she had never heard of. Walter pulled it out of his back pocket, a small piece of paper folded in fourths. On it, handwritten, were 23 items: a new car, a bigger TV, a second home, a boat, a Rolex, a home office renovation, a high-end espresso machine, premium golf clubs, box seats at the Phillies. Walter's no-buy list was things he had thought about wanting at various points in his life, and consciously decided he didn't actually want. Not couldn't afford, didn't want. He'd thought about each one for at least 2 weeks, then decided no, and put it on the list. Once it was on the list, it was decided. He never thought about it again. He never relitigated it. The decision was made. The fake rich person decides, I want a Rolex 14 times a year, and 3 of those times, after a hard day, they actually buy one. The wealthy person decides once, I do not want a Rolex, and the decision lives on a piece of paper in their pocket forever. Decision fatigue is one of the largest hidden costs in modern life. Every want you redecide every month is a tax on your willpower. The no-buy list is how you stop paying it. That's the napkin. 10 things, 3 categories, 40 years, $4.7 million. 2 objections come up here. Let me handle them. Objection 1. Walter sounds like a robot. I want to enjoy my life. Walter takes 3 vacations a year with Marie. He sees his grandchildren every Sunday. He has a fishing boat he uses every summer weekend. He buys really good coffee. He has the same group of poker buddies he's had since 1991. He just had hip surgery and paid for the best surgeon in the region without flinching. That's enjoying life. The routines aren't about deprivation. The routines are about removing friction from the parts of life that don't matter, so he has all the time, energy, and money for the parts that do. The fake-rich version of enjoying life is the dopamine hit of a new purchase every 4 days. The Walter version is the deep contentment of waking up every morning knowing you don't owe anybody money and you have everything you actually need. Pick which one is enjoyment, honestly. Objection 2. I can't do all 10. It's too much. You don't need to. Walter didn't either. He started, at age 26, with 2 of them. Just 2. Sign number 2, auto transfer savings, and sign number 5, credit card pay in full. Those 2 alone for the next 14 years built him $190,000. Then he added sign 7, annual bill renegotiation, at age 40. Sign 6, the 7-day wait, at 45. Sign 8, monthly net worth review, at 50. He didn't have all 10 in place until he was almost 60. By then, he was already a millionaire. The first 2 carried him for decades. Pick 2, just 2. The 2 that look easiest. Lock them in. Add another in 3 months. There's no rush. The compound math doesn't care when you started. It cares that you started. Tonight is the same as 20 years ago, mathematically, as long as you actually start. 3 steps. Tonight. This weekend. This month. Step 1. Tonight. Pick your 2. Look back at the 10 signs. Pick the 2 that feel most doable for you right now. Not the most impressive, the most doable. For most people, the 2 easiest are sign 2, auto transfer savings, and sign 5, credit card auto pay in full. They're free, take 15 minutes each to set up, and run themselves forever. Whatever your 2 are, write them down somewhere you'll see them tomorrow. The fridge, the bathroom mirror, a sticky note on your laptop. The act of choosing is most of the win. Step 2. This weekend. Set them up. Saturday morning, 30 minutes. You set up the 2 routines you picked. Auto transfer, log into your bank, Schedule the recurring transfer for the day after each paycheck. Even if it's $25. Credit card auto pay. Log into the card account. Set auto pay to full balance, not minimum, on the date before the statement closes. Whatever your two were, set them up. Saturday morning. Done forever. Step 3. This month, start a no-buy list. Get a small piece of paper, fold it in fourths, put it in your wallet. Every time you find yourself wanting something this month, a Tesla, a vacation home, a $400 espresso machine, a new wardrobe, write it down. Don't act, just write. After 30 days, look at the list. For each item, ask one honest question. Do I actually want this, or did I want it for 6 minutes one Tuesday? 90% of the items on the list will reveal themselves to be impulses. Cross them off. They're now on your no-buy list, permanently. The 10% that remain are the real wants. Those you save for and buy proudly. The other 90, you got back the time, money, and brain space. That's the system. 2 routines this weekend. 1 paper list this month. Within 3 months, your money starts behaving differently. If this video helped you, or if Walter's napkin made something click, do me one favor. Hit the subscribe button. New video on this channel every single day. Each one is a specific move that puts real money back in your pocket, same way this one just did. And here's what's coming tomorrow. And this one is genuinely something nobody told you about. Walter's sign number 5 was credit card auto pay in full. That keeps your credit utilization low and your score high. Boring. Effective. But there is one additional move. Above and beyond auto pay. A specific phone call you can make to your credit card company that will bump your credit score by 50 to 100 points in 30 days for free. The banks do not want you to know about this move. It costs them money. They will not tell you. The customer service rep won't bring it up. You have to know to ask. Tomorrow, I walk you through the exact phone script, word for word. 5 minutes on the phone, 50 to 100 points. Forever. Tomorrow. I'm Trish. Talk to you then.